Okay, I want to thank you all for joining us here today. My name is Dustin Alsharik, one of the directors of sales here at Pinnacle Financial Services, and I want to wish you all a very happy New Year. Can't believe it's 2024 already. Holiday season flew by, AEP flew by, and we're already planning out first quarters and preparing for our next AEP. So I hope you all are well. Wish you a happy New Year, happy healthy New Year. A couple of things I'd like to start off about is the about us too. So we always have questions. How do you contact our team, our support team, everything like that? We're not hiding from you. We want to hear from you on a regular basis. So all of our sales directors are here. You can look at it by state. As you scroll down, here's my direct extension and email address, followed by all the other directors of sales. And then our excellent support team, the best in the industry. You need member IDs, check on commission payments, was a policy approved or not, all that good stuff. Need supplies, kits, login information for your online enrollment tool systems, anything like that. They're all here available to help you as well. All their extensions, email addresses, it's here. We have our licensing support team as well too, which is great if you're having trouble finding a link or you're not sure where it came from because you added a carrier. They can help you walk through it. So don't be afraid to reach out to us in any way, shape, or form. If we don't pick up, we could be doing a webinar like this or on the phone with another agent. So just leave a message. We'll get back to you as soon as we possibly can. So diving into the Medicare or this webinar here, why your clients want hospital indemnity with Medicare Advantage plans. The simple answer to that is going to be to cover their hospital stay. But to dive a little bit deeper into that, generally on a Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan, they generally are zero premium. And your two biggest costs generally on average is going to be your prescription and then your inpatient hospital stay when you go there. So basically, getting a hospital indemnity plan takes away the fear of having one big bill if you get stuck in the hospital for a week or 10 days. A small, low monthly premium can take care of that. So it's great. The client gets cut a check directly to them. They can use for whatever they want. Couple other things with it. They don't have, or if they go into the hospital, obviously, that can be a couple $1,000 bill when they get out for a monthly premium of around $20, $30, depending upon the age and the state that you're in. It's going to be, really beneficial to them. Super easy to sell too. It's the number one cross-selling product in the senior market, especially paired with Medicare Advantage. You can sell it in the same appointment. You can discuss it when you're talking about Medicare Advantage plans. Just have them check off the scope of appointment. If you don't use a generic scope of appointment, I recommend that you do. They will have the hospital indemnity product on there. Some of the carriers may not have that on there if they don't have a hospital indemnity product. So if you don't have a generic scope of appointment in our toolkit, we have them here for you. Download it, save it, print it, save it to your desktop. Best advice I can give agents is when you are discussing with your clients about Medicare Advantage, you have them sign the scope of appointment, have them check off everything. You don't have to discuss them. You might not get into it, but it gives you the opportunity in that appointment, should any of these other products come up, to be able to discuss them and sell them. So again, this generic scope of appointment is 100% CMS compliant. All carriers accept it. So do yourself a favor if you don't have one. Like I said, go to our AEP toolkit and download it for your records. Or if you're using our online enrollment tool systems, Connecture, Sunflyer, My Medicare Bot, they will all have them in there for electronic scope of appointments and voice scope of appointments as well. One of the great things for obviously agents as well too is this pays out quickly. So we always see a huge spike in hospital indemnity selling during AEP. Obviously, the main reason is it's AEP and there's a ton of Medicare Advantage being sold, but also we find that agents do step up a little bit more during AEP and OEP and sell these products especially during AEP, due to the fact that obviously you're writing from October 15th to December 7th, all for 1/1 effective dates. You're not getting paid till the first or second week of January generally. Hospital indemnity plans pay out weekly, so as soon as the policy is approved, you get paid. So you want to tack on extra couple $100 hospital indemnity plan. You add a cancer rider in there, it can be upwards of $500-600. So, I have agents that are selling new to Medicare, doing HRAs and selling hospital indemnity plans. One sale is over $1,000 for a lot of them, depending upon what riders they pick. So it's a really good opportunity to make extra money with your client. It's really positive for the client because if they go into the hospital and they have a couple $1,000 bill, GTL or Medico or any of the hospital indemnity carriers that you sign up with us, we'll cut them a check right away. We also see people upsell a little bit and not doing anything sneaky or anything like that. Literally, like telling the client if their hospital stay is $300 a day, they'll sell them a policy for $350 a day or $400 a day. It's only an extra couple bucks, and I'll go through a demonstration of how cheap that is to add that. Again, it's a check cut to the client. So chances are if you're in the hospital, you're not working, bills are still coming in. Maybe you have a loved one that is staying at a hotel by you. The food also cannot be super good in a hospital as well. So maybe you want some money for food, cell phone bills, everything like that. So you'll see people upsell it for just a couple extra dollars. So when the client goes in the hospital, they're making $50 to $100 a day being in there to use whatever they want. Like I said, bills, somebody wants to stay at a hotel close by, parking, food, anything like that. Obviously, you want to pay off the hospital bill, but you can up that and even make some money on to use for whatever you want. So they're the main reasons. Again, it's very easy to go over it with your client. How we teach our agents to sell it is basically you have them check off the scope of appointment, check everything off. When they're going through the plan details and addressing the inpatient hospital stay, you say, hey, you did check off the hospital indemnity plan on the scope of appointment. Are you interested in learning about that? For a couple bucks a month, you don't have to have any fear if you go into the hospital. So I'm going to do a couple of demonstrations here on how to run hospital indemnity quotes. I'm going to go into our online enrollment tool system. So one of the great things about Pinnacle is we're the only FMO in the country that offers 3 online enrollment tool systems: Connecture, My Medicare Bot, Sunfire, all fantastic systems. It's just, what you prefer. If you are Apple or Android, how's the operating systems work? Connecture does have hospital indemnity sailings on it. So you can cross-sell the policy right on one application or one profile, which is nice. So that's a little bit of an advantage of the Connecture system, in my opinion. So what we need to know, I'm just going to run a simple quote here. Pick a local zip code, and we will run one to get to a couple of plans to go into plan details so I can show you how to sell that. Obviously, you cannot memorize every plan for every carrier, for every county, for every state that you sell in. If you can, you should be working for NASA. But you need to know where to go to find that. That's always the biggest thing. You need to be able to go where to find the information. So as you're reviewing the information with your client and you're going through the plan details, you can scroll down here. Obviously, each hospital stay is a little bit different. And see, this is going to be per admission. So UHCs in this particular plan would just be per admission. So you would marry that up, and I'll show you how to sell that as well. But let's pick a plan here that's going to have, a dollar amount per day. So let's go into the Aetna Advantra credit value. So as we scroll down here, so here we go. So you have $360 per day, days 1 through 5. That is what the client will be responsible for. Days 6 through 90 in network. Obviously, the plan picks it up there. So you know that when you're selling a hospital indemnity plan, you want to pick one that covers this. So you can click Add More Coverage, right in here. You enter their date of birth, effective date, the gender, and the number of days. So you match up that benefit, and then you simply add it in there to um, the application. I want to show a lot of the riders here on these hospital indemnity plans. I find it a little bit easier to look at some of the riders on just our regular quoting tools here on CSG. So if you go to our main page, all agents that are contracted with us have full access to it. Quoting, click Medicare. You're going to come over here for click a Medicare quote. You'll get a separate tab that opens up with some boxes here. And we'll strictly click some hospital indemnity. So again, we'll run just a local zip code here. Keep it at a standard 65 female, non-smoker, get quote. Obviously, the higher the age, if they were smokers, the premiums are going to go up a little bit. So you can see we have a ton of hospital indemnity plans, a ton of them. In my opinion, the two that we see mostly sold is going to be Medico and, of course, GTL. GTL has the most riders, pays out the quickest, the most lenient underwriting. If you're going to pick one carrier that you're going to sell hospital indemnity plan with, I would recommend GTL. Their e-applications on their regular website are super easy. It also asks you what plan that client is on, so it can marry up the benefits to make sure it is, in line accordingly. So it's a phenomenal company. If you're going to pick one, I would recommend GTL. So we know that with that Aetna plan, I'll just go back to that we need coverage for days 1 through 5. So simply highlight this, go into view plan details. Now we're going to see a lot of the different riders and how we can marry up the benefit amount. So you can see it's at a standard default of $100 a day. We know we need $360. So you can simply price it out to $360. You can see to cover somebody days 1 through 5, 65 female, for $26.49 a month, they're going to be covered. They're not going to have to pay that, $360 times 5 right when they get out of the hospital. They'll submit the bill to GTL and they reimburse them with a check. What I love about this too is you can see, remember how I said a lot of times agents will upsell it. So if you do go in the hospital, you make a couple extra dollars. So we know to just cover the total benefit amount, it's $26.49. So if you just up that to $400, so you're making $40 if you went in the hospital, you can see it jumps it up very little, like $3.50 roughly. So that's why you see a lot of people upsell that. Some people will go up to a $500 benefit. It jumps up to $36.79. So in this circumstance, the client will be making $140 a day to put towards any bills that they need, or hotels, food, Uber Eats if you're in the hospital, what have you. So there's a ton of riders in here that I like to go over as well too. You get the lump sum cancer rider in the state of Pennsylvania. You can get up to $20,000. So you get diagnosed with cancer, they cut you a check for $20 for an extra $64. So this is what I mean when you start building out these hospital indemnity plans with riders. You have a zero premium Medicare Advantage plan, so you're not paying a monthly premium. You're covering your hospital stay, and you're getting a cancer rider. Basically, not say a life insurance or policy, but you get diagnosed with cancer, they cut you a check for $20,000. That's $64.60 a month. So for $100 a month, you don't have to worry about going to the hospital, and you have a chunk of change if you do get diagnosed with cancer. The number one rider that we see obviously done is going to be adding in ambulance benefit. So you look into plan details, you marry it up correctly. If it's $200, it costs you an extra $1.43 per month to add the ambulance rider. They have dental, vision, hearing riders, critical accident riders, outpatient therapy, skilled nursing, lump sum hospital benefits. That's what we looked at. So when we were talking about that one particular UHC plan, it was just $750 a day or per occurrence. So when you go in there, that's what it cost you. So you would just strictly pick if they were on that plan, $750, and it would cost $17 $1.64 a month. So just depending upon how the plan is laid out. They have short stay, mental health, emergency rooms. Now, what you will see when you're running some quotes on here, depending upon what state that you're in, the riders are going to vary. That has to do with state approvals. So you may look, California, I believe, doesn't even have hospital indemnity plans, but some of the other states don't allow certain riders. They might just have the hospital indemnity plan. So if you are running some quotes in, non-res states or, different states that you may be contracted in and you don't specifically see all the riders, that's a state thing. They may not allow it in that state. So depending upon which one you are in, they're able to do so. So it's a really simple process selling hospital indemnity. It's really beneficial to yourself and the client. Again, like I said, the biggest reasons why is your biggest costs on a Medicare Advantage are going to be your prescription drugs and your inpatient hospital stay. Generally, they're going to be zero premium Medicare Advantage plans. So you saw that for $26 a month or $30 a month. All that's covered. They don't need to worry about it. They don't need to fear they'll get cut a check that they can pay that bill. So it's not all at once. So there are some of the takeaways that I think everybody should be selling them. A lot of times these carriers will have bonuses going on. GTL did just have one that ended for the fourth quarter during AEP under our incentive tabs under leads and marketing. It's going to list all of them. So obviously this went to the fourth quarter. Who knows? First quarter starts up, second quarter they start adding them. But I always recommend check out our incentive pages. It gives you a little bit of an idea of what's out there. Let's say you're selling hospital indemnity or a certain med sup carrier and you didn't realize, hey, I need one more to get to that next bonus tier. If you know where the finish line is, sometimes the journey to get there is a little bit easier. So just always be aware of that. If you're contracted with any of these carriers through us and there is bonus programs going on, you are entitled to them. So always check this out. We keep this updated. Again, it's the first week back in January, so they haven't announced anything too new yet, but I'm sure stuff will be coming. So just keep that in mind. I want to open it up for some questions now, if anybody wants to go into that box and type anything in. Great question. Joanne, can we sell these as a standalone plan? Absolutely. There's no election period for these. There's no time frame like I can only sell these during AEP or an at-home visit. You can sell this year-round. You do need a scope of appointment, obviously, to talk about it, but you can send these year-round, standalone. I have tons of agents that, maybe AEP was so busy and they just were concerned about writing all the PDPs and the MAPD products. Well, you are allowed to contact your client to make sure everything is good to go. If they signed that scope of appointment and checked off hospital indemnity, you can reach out to them with OEP. Make sure they got their member IDs. If they had any questions about their Medicare Advantage plan, did they order their OTC benefits? That's a really good thing to do for your clients anyway. That little extra step helps you retain them and keeps away another agent coming in and stealing your business. If you provide them with a good service and they know they can always get a hold of you, chances are they're not going to leave, and especially if you have numerous policies with them. One of the number one ways to retain a client is having numerous policies with them. For instance, when I needed to get homeowners insurance when I bought my house several years back, first thing I did is I called my car insurance company to see if they bundled it, had a discount on it. So, if you want your clients to view you as a resource for all insurance products. And the more that you have and that you're able to offer, the more valuable you are going to be to them. Great question here too. So can hospital indemnity be offered for high deductible? Yeah, there's not, anybody can get a hospital indemnity plan. I don't want to say it's like an AFLAC plan or something like that, but anybody can go out and get one of them for like an injury plan. So yes, no matter what they have, somebody can go out and get a hospital indemnity plan. Again, all they need to do is submit the bill to the carrier, and the carrier will cut them a check for whatever policy amount that they took out with them. So great question. Commissions on them, they vary state to state, but generally you're making between 250 and 300 per sale, monthly premium. And then if you're tacking on those cancer riders and ambulances, again, I have agents that are, their hospital indemnity commissions are $600-700. So you pair that with a new to Medicare and HRA, you're looking at $1,300, $1,400 per sale. So just keep that in mind. Again, make sure you're running your zip codes in the states. Some states allow certain riders and some don't. Some states might not offer hospital indemnity. There's a couple states that don't offer it, but generally most of the states in the country do have them. It's a great product to talk about. If you're a new agent getting into this, or if you're a seasoned agent that's just looking to add more products and you don't know where to start, this is your number one thing to start with, especially if you sell Medicare Advantage. It's a really easy conversation. Again, simple way to do it. You get your scope of appointment, have them check off everything. Say we're going to be discussing the Medicare Advantage plan and going over your prescriptions and networks and doctors. And then we have this hospital indemnity plan. We'll get to that when we get to the plan details. Show them the plan details. Hey, it's going to cost you $360 a day, days 1 through 5 if you go in the hospital. For $26 a month premium, you can have that covered and you don't have a lump sum bill that you have to pay. You're already paying this. You're not paying a premium for your Medicare Advantage plan. You might as well tack this on. It's almost, I don't want to say you're building a supplement because it's not a complete supplement, but I mean, you have a cancer rider for $20,000. You have your hospital stay paid and an ambulance rider. And if you're on generic prescription drugs, I mean, you're kind of having all that for around $100 a month. You can't beat that. Generally, yeah. So the underwriting is going to be different per state, but it's generally like, have you been in the hospital in the past year? Have you had cancer in the past year? Do you have any scheduled surgeries that are known in the future, basically within the next year? That's kind of what the underwriting is. That's a Cliff Notes version of it, if you will, but the underwriting is pretty easy on it. There's no problems. Again, why I recommend GTL. They pay the quickest. They have the most lenient underwriting. Their e-app is phenomenal. It's super easy. They're just a great carrier all around. They've been in the business for many years. They have many different product lines to tackle on there. And I really think it's a good idea to expand your horizon. This is a great time, OEP. You should be, reaching out to your clients, in this first quarter, in this first month, first 2 months, making sure they got their member IDs, making sure that if they have any questions about their plans, or if they ordered any of their OTC benefits, stuff like that. It's a great time to review with them. Hey, by the way, I know we went over all the plan details here. Did you want to take a look at one of those hospital indemnity plans now? So it's a great thing to go back. It's great to sell in AEP. It's great to sell year round. It's great to sell in OEP. It's something that you definitely want to pick up. If you aren't contracted with it, simply shoot us an email over stating that you want to add it. We can get you contracted with it right away. Super quick. There's no certifications for it or anything like that. It's not like you have to add another AHIP or certification or anything like that. You fill out the contracting link. In 3 to 5 business days, you're generally approved as long as the carrier's not backed up, and then you're rocking and rolling. So a ton of value to be added to yourself as an agent to be able to offer this, and a ton of value and peace of mind for a client to be able to have this product as well too. Again, it's not a $300 policy a month that you have to worry about. Generally runs between $20 and $35, depending upon what age, state, and everything like that. So definitely something you want to contract with. If you're not contracted with us, why aren't you? We have hundreds and hundreds of great products. I guarantee we'll earn the rest of your business. We have the best back office support in the industry. We're a big company. We're national here at Pinnacle, but we have the family set atmosphere here, and we look forward to working with you and contracting with you. Like I said, if you're not contracted with us, why aren't you? There's tons of products. I guarantee we'll earn the rest of your business. You can fill out the spot signs. You can do a paper contract. You can request stuff. if you have not done so already, get signed up with GTL Medico or just, on hospital indemnity plan and start running some quotes. Go back, review some of your clients' policies and see how cheap and affordable it will be for them to be able to cover that inpatient hospital stay. I wish all you a excellent 2024. I hope it is a happy, healthy one for you. We look forward to working with you and what comes out this year. If you haven't seen the new CMS proposed rule, go in to our website, click it, make a comment on there. We want to stop this. Obviously, if for some reason this were to go through, there'd be no more like Connecture, Sunfire, real back office support for like the MAPD. So those online enrollment tool systems and everything would kind of go away. Take a look at this, see how it's going to affect agents. You can click down here to make a comment. The more comments that people submit, the better chance we have of stopping this. So, they end January 5th. So make sure you go in there, even if it's just a quick couple sentences, submit a comment why you don't want this to happen. I mean, literally, there's so much involved in it that basically Pinnacle obviously would gravitate towards other things. We have a ton of other products, but we basically would not really be able to help you out with anything that had to do with Medicare Advantage. So, the Connecture system, Sunfire system, you could go out and get that on your own, but it's around $150,000 a year, and you have to pay per app. It's on there, and you'd be forced to use Medicare.gov for quoting, which we all know none of their prices are correct because it's the government. And then also, do you really feel like opening up Aetna's tab, Humana's tab, UHC's tab, WellCare's tab to switch back and forth and compare plans to see how the drugs match up? No. So if you want to continue using those things and you want to have this proposed rule stopped, please jump on there, make a comment. We'd appreciate it. We want to continue working with you. I hope you all have a great day, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.